Well, hello. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day of talking. Hello, everyone. I'm glad you guys could all take a little time out of what I know is a very crazy time to have the most interesting and unique curriculum night that I've ever experienced. So I just wanted to kind of walk you guys through a little bit of information on my class and kind of how we are uh, doing what we are doing in this remote learning situation. This is also going to be a recorded session. None of you guys are going to be on it, but if you wanted to go back and access anything from this Google slide presentation, like some of the contact information or the syllabus, it will be available on the Google site that Mr. Bell created that has all of the Zoom links. So first of all, I just want to introduce myself. I am Mrs. Nash. I teach all of your kids for 4th block social studies. I always give that class in particular a major shout out because they are my highest in terms of participation. And they also are very active participants. So I've really enjoyed 4th block in particular because they almost kind of make me feel like I'm in the classroom. So I really enjoyed getting to know your kids. You can always reach me via email, and I've linked that here in this Google slide presentation. I also have a Google Voice number. You guys are welcome to save that and message me anytime. It's normally the easiest and quickest way to get in contact with me, especially if your child was absent or they were having difficulty with an assignment. That would be something that you could contact me through. Obviously, I know everyone's very familiar at this point with what remote learning looks like, but I just wanted to kind of hit a couple of the major points here. And again, your kids have done a fabulous job showing up on time and participating, so I know that they're very familiar with the schedule. But they are following a regular bell schedule, and we are taking daily attendance through Zoom, and we are using Canvas as our online platform for absolutely everything. They're very familiar as well with the synchronous live Zoom schedule because this is now the 5th week, so they've been doing it for a while. But the point is that every single day in every single one of their classes, they are having that live synchronous time, which is very different than what it was like in the spring. So I've really enjoyed the fact that I get to see them every single day. The synchronous time, again, that's our live interaction with each other. Typically, I'm introducing a concept or we're doing a lesson or some kind of check-in from the previous day's assignment. And they also always have time asynchronously, which is when they're working on that classwork assignment. We are using Canvas, obviously, every single class is, so we try to mainstream it. Again, all of this is hyperlinked, and your children as well have this syllabus. They have it on their Canvas page if you ever wanted them to pull it up and show you. But for 8th grade social studies, you can see our curriculum overview right here. We are focusing on US and North Carolina history, and we started with colonization, and we end with globalization and modern world. So again, going throughout several centuries of US history, focusing on American involvement and always trying to bring it to North Carolina history as well. In my syllabus, that's where you can again find some of those resources. There's also the attendance policy, the grading policy, all of that's linked in there as well, in case you ever were curious as to what that looks like. The Zoom meeting norms, they have really done a great job with this. At the beginning of the year, we had some issues with what the district is calling Zoom bombing, but most of that was happening from kids throughout the district that don't even go to our school. But a few things that we really make sure that they're doing is using the chat appropriately. So I always have them respond in the chat so that I can be sure they're actively participating. But we also do not allow them to send any kind of private chats because we really want to make sure we're monitoring and regulating what is being shared and said. So they know how they should be interacting and they know how they should be speaking. And they're really doing a fabulous job with it. I've not had any issues on Zoom. We have been asked as a grade level that each content kind of briefly goes over some of the school-wide information. So for social studies, we're kind of hitting the academic honesty policy and the behavior matrix. So the academic honesty policy has really not changed at all since as many years as I've been at Randolph. Obviously, the big concern here is since everything is being done digitally and on a computer, it's going to be a lot easier for them to plagiarize or copy and paste. So we're just making sure that they understand that's still not allowed. And again, haven't had any issues with that, but that is something they just wanted us to highlight. The other thing is the remote learning behavior matrix. I am not going to bore you guys with all the details here because this is a very wordy document. But again, all of this is available if you wanted to pull it up from the CMS website when all of our recorded Zooms are posted for parents who are not able to make it. But again, most of this is self-explanatory. Most of it is, you know, pretty obvious for the kids. And again, they've done a really, really good job. Let's see. So the only other things I really wanted to do was just kind of give you guys a brief overview of what my Canvas page looks like. So this is actually in the student view. And since we've been doing Canvas since day one, and they all, if they were at Randolph at least last year, did it at the end of the spring in March. But they know how to navigate this. If you ever wanted them to pull it up and show you, over here on the right-hand side is their to-do list. So I actually have my Canvas page right now in student view. This would be a student who unfortunately has not turned anything in. So the test student is not doing a very good job right now. But that would be what they are working on and what they've been assigned for that particular day for that class. And at the very bottom here, they would always press enter here. And then we have it set up by our units, and we're currently in unit 1, so they would click there. And then all of their lessons are linked here as well, and they would just be able to click through. And each lesson, so this one, for example, from August 20th, has the directions, and then it will also have whatever they need to be able to submit the assignment. But again, they've done a really, really exceptional job at keeping up with their Zoom schedule, participating in Zoom, getting onto Canvas, and getting their assignments done. So I definitely wanted to give them a shout out for that. But it looks like it's 7, and I don't want to keep you guys too long because I know you've got to get on another one. But I didn't know if for the next just couple minutes, if anyone had a question that they wanted to ask while I'm here and have a few minutes.